to another fucking vlog. Hope you are very well. I have a sneaky suspicion that these daily vlogs are gonna get very taxing. But today is Tuesday, the 23rd of May. We are on stage in 5 days. So yeah, I woke up this morning at 69.3, which is a brand new low weigh-in. Haven't really updated you guys on how we've actually structured the peak week. I've kind of given you like, I suppose like what scale weight has actually done. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to basically go through that. So essentially, change camera angle. Essentially what we've done is gone through a fat loading, I suppose like first few days. So on Sunday, we basically fat loaded with 100 grams of fats, very minimal carbohydrates, and then protein was high as well. Monday we did the same thing, and then Tuesday, today, we're actually going to do the same thing as well. So that's basically the POA for this peak week so far. There's a few different rationales for fat loading, but our basic rationale is to not carb deplete as such, but my physique, which is very interesting, my physique has reacted very well to like 2 relatively high days, which is how we're going to peak at the end of this week. We're basically going to run low. We're not going to get too flat. I think that essentially anything below this, realistically, we're probably going to run a little bit too flat. So if I wake up tomorrow at like 69, in between 69 to 69.3, I think what we'll do is we'll just basically increase calories, which is going to be from fats, just to basically seal off us losing a lot more weight basically. But yeah, anyway, I tend to look very hard, very dry, very lean when I have 2 back-to-back refeeds. Now my body has notoriously, I suppose, been a physique that has loved 2 or 3 or like 3 or 4 day refeeds, which is how we basically attacked the last show we did, which is basically like just a 3 or 4 day linear approach. So like carb up, carb up, carb up, carb up. For some reason, I'm not sure why, this time around, my body hasn't really liked back-to-back-to-back refeeds. It's actually kind of looked a little bit shit. So what we've done is basically, we're just going to attack this as a 2 day refeed, and that's basically how we're going to attack peak week. So yeah, you basically got filled in with the last like 2 or 3 days, and then we're basically going to take you through the daily attack. But I can see this basically panning out, as we're basically fat loaded, and then Wednesday we're going to basically push up fats to accommodate for the weight loss. Thursday we're probably going to push up fats a little bit more, and then Friday, Saturday, carb up, which is the fun part really. I'm going to take you through all of the meals today, apart from the last meal, because quite essentially the last meal, I need to get this up by 7 o'clock every single day. So what I might do is actually start vlogging the next vlog, the next daily vlog, I suppose after I've uploaded it, so you're not missing a beat. So yeah, I'll take you through today. We are just about to go and train my first D-volume session of the week, which is going to be upper, so I'll take you through that. But yeah, I also need to go to Cambridge at some point. I don't know whether to go today or not, but quite simply, Nat's not going to fucking watch this, so I can just say it. I need to get Nat a present. Why do I need to get Nat a present? Because quite simply, prep has been very taxing on, not the relationship, not at all, we've got a very strong relationship, but it has been quite taxing, and there's been points of prep of which that I have, number 1, being a bit snappy, but number 2, we just haven't been able to do things as we normally would, obviously, and giving up 21 weeks of your life, like put it on hold just for someone else's goal is quite selfless. So we're gonna go to Cambridge and go and buy something nice because she deserves it. So yeah, I don't know whether to go today or tomorrow, but either way we'll take you along because we're doing daily vlogs. So cool, right? We're gonna go train upper. So what do you think to the new shoes? Nat wholeheartedly fucking hates them. I kind of got a thing against feet, not against I suppose like my feet, I've got like the ugliest feet in the whole entire world. And on show day, I don't really like flip-flops because I can see my feet. But also, like that's kind of where like heat is, right? Your feet. So like, I kind of don't want to be cold on show day. So I'm basically just trying to explain rationale of why I bought these shoes. Because they were quite expensive for what they are. I mean, they've literally, like half of it's just got holes on it. So, I suppose like in prep you just, so like in an off season your like dopamine response is like food, when in prep you don't have food, so you just buy stuff. Anyway, going with the old faithful for this week, which is basically pump, come on, pump, and also the gamer. That's going to be basically pre-workout. And then also for intra, we have the hydration, which is basically like electrolytes. So yeah, that's basically it. On show day, we're basically going to do exactly the same thing. So before stage, I'm actually going to just take my normal stuff. I'll probably might not have this one, but essentially I'm just going to have obviously pump and then probably some hydration beforehand as well. And that's going to be it. Then we just step on stage all tanned and shredded. Always so fucking expensive in garages, man. That was, they did a deal of like, what? Two of these for £3.70. Cost of fucking living crisis. Anyway, meal one, it's not really going to be a full day of eating if I'm honest, but I'll show you some of the meals. Meal one is going to be the trusty protein bar. One of these. The very protein bar that apparently I wasn't allowed because I wouldn't be able to get shredded without, like, with eating protein bars apparently. I also heard someone say that I shouldn't be having a protein bar, I should be having a whey shake with a chocolate bar. So protein bars are no good, but a whey shake and a chocolate bar is good. Which makes no fucking sense because it's the same thing really. Plus, I don't even like chocolate bars. I prefer protein bars. Gang, welcome back to the vlog. I thought I'd do a voiceover over the upper session. To be honest, this upper session is going to be very fucking boring. However, it kind of gives you a good understanding of how someone would train in a peak week, which is quite simply like a deload style of training. And it's kind of like, why do that? It's like you got to think that in a week where you don't want to really stress the body out, because understand that stress equals inflammation, and that's kind of the worst thing that you could do to a physique, especially in the last week of a bodybuilding show. Running normal training would just make like little to no sense. And again, I have not run a deload for about 9 weeks, so like being in an already stressed state plus overreaching training, right, would equal a not so optimal physique on stage. So basically, we're running through our normal sessions, just at a D volume. Typically, what I'd actually do, if I was doing a linear load, which is basically like carbs, basically like carbs and then carbs and then carbs and carbs. If I was doing that approach, I'd probably run like full body days. However, because we're running just straight up fat load, then I suppose like a backload type peak week, we're just going to train as normal. And then I suppose at the back end of the week, what we'll do is we'll do some like pumpy style sessions, right? Because I normally have pull and push. So there'll be somewhat of like pumpy sessions rather than like D volume-esque. So for the first 2 days, we're basically going to run 1 set per exercise, far away from failure. And then basically at the back end of the week, what we'll do is we'll basically pull it back further, just like pumpy style workouts. So yeah, very boring, but that kind of gives you an insight into like peak week training. It is very boring, but we're just trying to bring the best physiques to stage and one that's not like totally stressed out. So yeah, that's it. Anyway, back to the vlog. So training session done and dusted. Also pretty much got my steps in as well. My normal step count is actually around 12k. However, for the whole of this week, we're basically going to 7. So that's good. Again, just trying to alleviate stress, right? Not gonna lie, feel a bit like crappy. I said I was gonna go to Cambridge, but I think I'm just gonna order it online, to be honest. The gift that I'm thinking of. And I can nearly guarantee that the gift that I want, as soon as I go to Cambridge, go into shops and stuff like that, it's not going to be there. So I'm just going to order it online. It's probably fucking easier. This meal we have 125 grams of cauliflower rice. We have 150 grams of salad, and then 150 grams of chicken as well. So that's about to go in. We also have peanut butter on the top of this, which is basically the fat source of choice at the minute. But yeah, I understand like the first 2 meals we've had less than 20 grams of carbs. Next meal is pretty much exactly the same as this, which you probably won't see because I've actually got to cut this vlog off to actually get it up in time for today. And then the last meal is basically vegan protein, 120 grams of vegan protein, 50 grams of cranberries, 50 grams of peanut butter, and then 25 grams of dark chocolate. I think that's it. But yeah, like, it's not that fun, to be honest. Fat loading. Very hungry, very lethargic. But we got to get it in. Also going through some client work as well whilst I eat this. So yeah, we've got a client, Ollie, and we've also got Michael competing in the same show on Sunday. Their approach to peak week is actually very, very different to mine. Like if we talk about Ollie's, we're actually going to be doing like a linear load with potentially a fat hold at the end, just to seal the deal. And then Michael is actually a little bit different. We're actually going to almost like front load him and then taper back basically, and then deplete, and then potentially carb up again. So basically front load, potentially like a hold, and then potentially a carb load again, because he does get pretty flat pretty quickly. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to obviously like skin a cat here. There's a lot of ways to like run peak weeks. This is what I say about like when someone's like gives very generic and general advice, it tends to be very general and generic advice, but it's probably not going to maximize every single person's, like, I suppose, ability to do something, right? Say, for example, I can give very generic advice about hypertrophy. However, if you take that into your own element, it's probably going to work. However, it's not going to work like maximally, right? You got to think that working from a one-to-one individual basis, that's probably going to maximize your potential. So, same with peak weeks here. Like if I tried a peak week with Ollie that I'm doing, it's just not going to suit his physique at all. We're going to have to probably push in a fuck ton of carbs to try and get full. And actually the same thing with Michael, because Michael is very big. So trying to almost like carb deplete him, get him running very flat, and then spike him up. Yeah, I'd actually hate to see the numbers of Michael, to be honest. It'll probably be in the like 1200 grams of carbohydrates kind of area. But anyway, I'm gonna eat. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you like potentially there's obviously other ways of doing peak weeks. This isn't the only way, and potentially if you're thinking of, oh, I'm just going to imitate Jack, potentially it's not going to be the right call for you. So yeah, cool. But yeah, the time is about 3:30, so what I'm going to do is I've got a shit ton of work to do because I've got my American clients to check in, and then I've got to edit this. So I'll leave you guys here for today's daily vlog, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you did, because yeah, this is a lot of work in peak week, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, hope you all, and yeah, I'll see you in tomorrow's vlog.